Hey everyone, this is Rodrigo, and I am going to explain a little more about the topic that I chose, that is SEO and Google Analytics. First of all, well, what is SEO? SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. Some people even say Search Engine Optimizer, but this is the most accepted term. And it's basically a great way to make our page more visible. Now, what do I mean by more visible? We know that the purpose of most websites is to generate traffic, or in more simple words, to be visited. But how is our page visited? That is the important question. And when we think about it, it's super simple. Our website is accessed from links from other websites or social media, but mostly it is accessed from the links as a result from a search in a browser. Simple as that. Now, let's be honest, when searching for something, almost no one goes beyond the first page. So our goal is to help Google know that our page is relevant and most importantly is the answer to people's searches. When we look at an example for it here, when we search for pest control in just a normal browser without any specific profile or default, what we get first is sponsored or ads, and these people are paying per clicks. So their websites show in the first results on a search. Depending on the settings and on the access that Google has over our controls, we can see that in my case, my web browser knows that I am in Rexburg, so it's obviously showing me pest control services in this area. Now, all of these searches, all of these results are mostly inorganic. It's how they call it. And they're not naturally happening. When we go down to this or the ads or the sponsor ones, we can find the real websites that have many, many visits, and Google think that they're the best fit for our search. Now, which is funny is that this one, the Terminix, it's the third result in a normal search, but they're also paying a lot of money, I'm guessing, to be one of the top results immediately. So I think that pays off because they get clicks, and that's the interesting part about SEO. The more you get clicks, the more people visit your page, the more they engage in your content. That's how Google knows. That's how they can determine that your page is relevant, your page is good and important for others. Now, Google has like 1 million or over 200 ways to determine their algorithm about what it's important to know. But there are a couple of things that SEO teaches people that we can do to take advantage of this. Now, SEO is completely free. It's a way to do the changes in our page that are going to make an impact on the visibility. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of things. So how do I improve my website? Remember that our desire is for our page to be visible, to be there. Now, there is something called on-page SEO and off-page SEO. And I'm going to focus today on the on-page SEO. So first of all, the title tag. That is such an important thing. I'm pretty sure during semester, we have been taught to do a good title for a website. Now I'm going to open my website, and you can see here. Okay, the title on my website, I chose this city of Rexburg, so it's the Rexburg Chamber of Commerce and the title of the class. And this tag is what Google uses to show the public what your page is supposed to be like or about. So this is the title on this website. This is the title on this website. This is the title on this website. And we know that these titles are look at this. I'm going to click on this one. See, this is the title here. This area, it's what Google is going to show people first. And that is very important because when we search, what Google is going to do is going to try to match this search to whatever the title is. If it's not a perfect match on the title, it's going to look for this, keywords in the text. And that is when the next one comes, content. Now we have to remember that all the content needs to be natural and not full of tags all the time. But in here, if we Control F, the word pest, we see that there are 23 matches in this page. Pest library, pest control, and we can see Google knows these things. These keywords are all over the website. So Google knows that there is some way, something that talks about pest on this website. So when we search for it, oh, this website have a lot of terms about pest. It might be a good fit. Let's try it. And obviously with their algorithm and everything, every time that people click on it, it will show more. So that is another important part. The content. Also, something we were taught this semester all over and over is the meta description. And these tags are kind of weird. I didn't really understood their importance at first, but this is something important. This here, my description of the content, is something that is going to show up on the results in here. So that is extremely, extremely important to let Google know that our page is really, well, not Google, but any browser, that our page is really about all of this. In my case, it's about the Rexburg Chamber of Commerce project. There we go. So people can know that this is the content that I'm going to show them. That tag is really, really essential. Now, the internal linking, all the links inside the page are how Google determine if a page is good or not, and if it works or not. And those are crawls that Google crawl them. They check if they work or not. So the links, internal and external links, they need to be working fine, because if not, then Google thinks your page is not that good. That also brings me to another important thing we learn about, and that one is, let's click on this one, the Lighthouse report. We can see that there is an option about SEO, and this is going to tell us if this page is SEO optimized, if it's good, if it's user-friendly, if it loads fast, and all of these things affect the liability. So their page is really bad in all of their other aspects. It's average, but their SEO is fantastic. And we can click here and see. There are some elements that do not have alt attributes. This is also really important for images. All the elements should have alt attributes. That is something that Google also checks for when they are doing the search engine optimization. And yeah, the rest, they're doing really good, I'm assuming, because of the terms that they use, because they are using, this one is going to be the H1, I'm pretty sure. Oh, H2, where is their H1? Oh, the whole thing is their H1. Yeah, that's true. The whole thing is their H1. Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, there we go. Their H1 is really important because it's also one of the things that is going to show when we are searching for these things. Any search is going to determine by also the H1 tag. It's really important to have one. Now, how do you know if your page is doing well or not? There's something called Google Analytics and Exist, and it's really useful. And I try to do it on my website, on the Chamber website, and it's kind of working. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is the analytics of Google, and it's going to tell you a lot of things. There is so many reports and information that you can learn. For example, there has been 7 new users that have visited my page. By the way, this is just as simple as creating an account, copying this tag into your main website, and then following the instructions, and then that's it. You get this analysis for free. There's been a couple of more users, and this peak is because I asked a couple of friends to visit my website. They tell you they live in the United States, all of them. I failed to find someone who visited from other parts of the world, but it tells you how many people from different countries have visited your page. So you can know your demographics, your target audience. Obviously, there is more about demographics and everything. And they also tell you about how they are visiting your page, from where they're coming. In this case, it's a direct link. I copy and paste the link to my page in the browser and straight go there. If I were to visit my page from another page, it would tell me that, or from social media, which also is really important to know. So all of this information here, there's like a million ways to do it, from monetization. So you can do more ads on everything. There's a lot of information. Explore, advertise, configure. I would take at least a couple hours to explain all of this one. I've been playing around, but basically Google Analytics is a great way, if you have a real website, to just start monitoring your website and see how it's doing. So yeah, basically this is my page. There are a couple of spikes. I obviously don't visit it too often. And then a couple of days a week, I just do a lot of homework, and then my friends have been visited. So that's what this is going on. It tells you how long your users are spending like their time, and on what areas, just maybe the main site, maybe they click on some other areas. Yeah, this is 30 seconds for the average engagement time. People just click on it, take a look at it, and then just close the tab or the window. So this is what it is. Google Analytics are really, really powerful, and it's free. There are different tiers, and you can pay for other stuff, but basically Google Analytics is free, and it can tell you a lot about how is your page doing and how can you do it better. So I'm pretty sure this concludes my presentation on SEO and Google Analytics. I'm sorry I couldn't cover a lot more. There is obviously so much more that I could search, but just remember, do have a good title that really makes sense. Fill out the meta description. Make sure that your content really matches what you want your page to be known for, that all your links work. And also, one other thing that I found funny is that the final URL, people have realized that the URLs are really important. So what they've been doing is that they've been changing their URLs. So this is orkin.com, doesn't really make a lot of sense. Pest control ants. See, this is also read by Google, and they say, oh, pest control ants, oh, this website should be good for them. So this is also a good way to do it, with really simple but descriptive names for each and one of your pages. I understand that for the normal one, with the index, we're fine, but for the other ones, to do more descriptive links and names, that would be perfect. So you see, pest, bedbugs. And this is going to be read by Google and their bots, and they will know that there is a page about pests and specifically bedbugs in this website. So that's another way to optimize your own website to be more visible, to get more visits, and obviously everything that follows that. So I think that's my presentation. Thank you.